I ventured into the labyrinthine network of encrypted websites. Each click felt like a descent into the abyss, a plunge into the unknown where danger and knowledge intertwined. It wasn't long before I stumbled upon a website that seemed to defy reality itself, a forum called Whispered Desires. The forum's black background was adorned with crimson text that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Posts ranged from the mundane to the bizarre, but it was the whispers of forbidden knowledge that drew me in like a moth to a flame. As I scrolled through the threads, a sense of unease gnawed at me, as if I were being watched from the shadows of the screen. One particular post caught my attention, a user claiming to possess a device that could reveal hidden truths about the world. Skeptical yet intrigued, I messaged the user privately, seeking more information. Moments later, a response appeared on my screen, a single sentence that sent a chill down my spine. "To see the truth, you must first sacrifice." The cryptic message left me unnerved, but curiosity had already taken root, and the idea of uncovering hidden secrets was too tempting to resist. The user provided instructions leading me to an abandoned building on the outskirts of town. It was a decrepit structure, its windows shattered, and its walls covered in graffiti. As I stepped inside, a feeling of dread settled over me, as if the very air was thick with malevolence. In the center of the dilapidated room, I found the device, an intricate contraption of wires, screens, and pulsating lights. The user's instructions were clear. I had to sacrifice a personal possession, something that held sentimental value, in order to activate the device's powers. With trembling hands, I placed a locket containing a cherished photo onto the machine's altar. The moment the locket made contact, the device sprang to life with a deafening hum. The screens flickered, displaying distorted images and fragments of sound that sent shivers down my spine. I watched in a mix of fascination and horror as the room seemed to warp and twist around me, reality itself unraveling. As the device's powers surged, my surroundings dissolved into darkness. The sensation was disorienting, like being trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. Gradually, the darkness gave way to a scene that felt alien and yet hauntingly familiar, a place shrouded in mist with twisted trees and eerie shadows that seemed to move on their own. Whispers filled the air, a cacophony of voices that echoed through the fog. They spoke of forgotten secrets, ancient rites, and forbidden knowledge that mankind was never meant to possess. Dread clawed at my chest, and a feeling of impending doom settled over me, suffocating and inescapable. Amidst the mist, a figure emerged, a shadowy silhouette with piercing eyes that glowed like embers. It beckoned me forward with a bony finger, its voice a haunting melody that seemed to seep into my very soul. "You sought truth, and truth you shall find," it intoned, its words echoing with a chilling finality. As I approached the figure, the mist began to part, revealing a series of images that flashed before my eyes. A tapestry of horrors, scenes of suffering, and visions of a world consumed by darkness. The truth I had so eagerly sought was a nightmare beyond comprehension, a reality that shattered my sanity and left me gasping for breath. A realization struck me. The entity I had encountered was no mere user of the dark web. It was an ancient force, a malevolent being that fed on the desires of those who dared to seek forbidden knowledge. The device I had used was a conduit to its domain, a gateway to a reality beyond human comprehension. In a desperate bid to escape the horrors that unfolded before me, I screamed, my voice a futile plea against the overwhelming darkness. The figure's laughter rang in my ears, mocking and cruel as the mist closed in around me, swallowing me whole. When I awoke, I found myself back in the abandoned building, the locket still resting on the device's altar. The screens were dark, the pulsating lights extinguished. The knowledge I had sought had come at a price. The fragments of terror that I had witnessed still haunted my thoughts, a testament to the horrors that lurked in the dark web's depths. The experience left me changed, scarred by the truths I had glimpsed and the malevolent entity that had ensnared me. As I stumbled out of the abandoned building, I realized that some knowledge was meant to remain hidden, and some doors were best left unopened. The dark web's allure was a siren song that could lead even the most curious souls to their demise, a reminder that the pursuit of forbidden knowledge could unleash horrors beyond imagination. I found myself venturing into this shadowy landscape, driven by curiosity and a thirst for the unknown. Armed with a VPN and a sense of trepidation, I accessed the Tor network, a gateway into the depths of the dark web. The experience was like stumbling into an alternate dimension, where anonymity reigned supreme and the boundaries between legality and forbidden knowledge blurred. It wasn't long before I stumbled upon a forum called Cryptic Whispers. The forum's interface was austere, its layout devoid of the frills that defined conventional websites. The threads themselves were a labyrinth of encrypted conversations, each post shrouded in layers of obscurity. As I delved deeper, I encountered discussions that ranged from hacking techniques to conspiracy theories, each more intriguing and chilling than the last. It was during one late-night browsing session that I stumbled upon a thread titled "The Veil Unveiled." The posts spoke of an elusive website, one that held the key to accessing a repository of forbidden knowledge, an archive of truths that had been hidden from the public eye. Skepticism warred with fascination within me, and I found myself drawn into the conversation. As I engaged with other users, I uncovered a breadcrumb trail of clues that led to the website's location. The process involved deciphering riddles, solving puzzles, and navigating through layers of encryption. A digital scavenger hunt that demanded equal parts intellect and determination. My heart raced with each new breakthrough, the excitement of the hunt fueling my obsession. Days turned into weeks as I tirelessly pieced together the puzzle. The online world and the real world blurred as I devoted every spare moment to the task. The path was fraught with dead ends and red herrings, and I felt like a detective on the brink of unraveling a complex mystery. Sleep became a distant memory, and the boundaries between day and night faded into insignificance. Finally, after weeks of relentless pursuit, I found myself standing before the virtual doorway to the hidden website, an unassuming black page with a single input field. The instructions were simple. Speak your desire and the veil shall reveal. Trembling with anticipation, I typed my request into the field, an innocuous question that had gnawed at my mind for years. Before I could second-guess myself, I hit enter. The screen flickered and the room seemed to pulse with a strange energy. Moments later, the page transformed, revealing a single word, a response that sent a chill down my spine. Unveil. As I clicked the word, the screen dissolved into an intricate tapestry of images, sounds, and text. Visions flashed before my eyes, hidden histories, suppressed truths, and revelations that shook the very foundation of my beliefs. The weight of the knowledge was overwhelming, like a flood of information threatening to drown my senses. But amidst the torrent of revelations, a single image held my gaze, an ancient manuscript, its pages adorned with cryptic symbols and arcane diagrams. The text seemed to pulse with a life of its own, and as I read the words, a sense of foreboding settled over me. The knowledge I had sought came at a price, a choice that would forever alter the course of my destiny. The choice was simple yet profound. Accept the knowledge and become a keeper of the veil's secrets, bound to a life of isolation and secrecy, or reject the knowledge and return to the realm of the mundane, forever haunted by the glimpse of truths unseen. In that moment, the weight of the decision bore down on me, the gravity of the implications pressing against my conscience. The allure of the veil's secrets was intoxicating, but the price was steep, a sacrifice of normalcy, a detachment from the world I had known. With a heavy heart, I chose to reject the knowledge, to turn away from the abyss of the unknown. As the screen faded, I found myself back in the familiar realm of the dark web, the whispers of forbidden truths echoing in my mind. The journey had been both exhilarating and harrowing, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge could lead to a crossroads of morality and consequence. The dark web's enigma remained intact, a testament to the depths of human curiosity and the allure of secrets that lay just beyond our grasp. As I disconnected from the Tor network, I carried with me the echoes of the veil's whispers, a reminder that even in the digital realm's hidden corners, the line between curiosity and obsession could be a treacherous path to tread. One day, a sense of unease began to gnaw at me, slowly eroding the comfort I had taken for granted. It started with a faint feeling of being watched, like a shadow lurking just beyond the edges of my consciousness. At first, I dismissed it as mere paranoia, but as the days turned into weeks, the sensation intensified. It was on a rainy evening that I caught my first glimpse of the figure, a tall, white-clad silhouette standing on the sidewalk across the street from my house. My heart skipped a beat as I locked eyes with the distant figure, a chill running down my spine. The person seemed out of place, their stark white attire contrasting sharply with the somber gray of the rainy backdrop. I blinked, and the figure was gone as if it had dissolved into the mist. I convinced myself that it was a trick of the light, a mere illusion born from a mind wrought with anxiety. But no matter how hard I tried to rationalize it, a seed of fear had been planted and it began to grow, entwining itself with my thoughts. In the days that followed, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being observed. Every time I glanced out of my window, a shiver would run down my spine, as if I were on the verge of catching sight of the white-clad figure once again. I avoided leaving the house after dark, and even in the safety of my own home, the fear lingered, lurking just beneath the surface. As curiosity battled with apprehension, I turned to the dark corners of the internet for answers. Late one night, I found a forum thread discussing eerie encounters that mirrored my own. A white figure standing silently in front of houses, watching, waiting. The story spanned across different cities and countries, a mosaic of fear that sent a chill down my spine. With a mix of dread and determination, I started documenting each appearance of the white-clad figure. Every day, without fail, it would materialize on the sidewalk, a silent sentinel that seemed to defy explanation. Friends and family dismissed my concerns as irrational, chalking it up to stress or imagination. But I knew what I had seen. The figure was real and its intentions remained a mystery. In my quest for answers, I stumbled upon an urban legend, a tale of a malevolent entity known as the Watcher. It was said to be a harbinger of doom, appearing to those who were destined to face tragedy. The stories described a figure in white, an observer who appeared before calamitous events unfolded. Fear coiled tightly around my heart as I realized that the legend bore a striking resemblance to my own experiences. Despite my growing fear, a stubborn determination took root within me. Armed with a camera, I resolved to capture undeniable proof of the white figure's presence. Night after night, I sat by the window waiting for its appearance. The hours ticked by, the darkness outside seemingly impenetrable, and then, as if on cue, the figure emerged from the shadows. My fingers trembled as I snapped photos, my heart pounding in my chest. The camera's flash illuminated the figure momentarily, capturing its ethereal visage. When I examined the photos, my breath caught in my throat. The white-clad figure stood there, a haunting apparition frozen in time. Fueled by a mixture of dread and determination, I decided to confront the entity. Armed with nothing but my camera and the weight of my fears, I stepped out into the night, crossing the street to where the figure had appeared. The air was heavy with tension, and the quiet hum of the neighborhood seemed to hold its breath. Standing in the same spot where the entity had materialized, I spoke aloud, my voice steady despite the turmoil within me. "Who are you? Why are you here?" The seconds stretched into eternity, and for a moment, I thought I had been met with silence. But then, a whisper carried on the wind, a chilling response that seemed to come from all directions at once. "Watcher and witness, I bear witness to the threads of fate." The words sent shivers down my spine, and a realization dawned on me. The entity was neither malevolent nor benevolent. It was a guardian of sorts, an observer of the tapestry of life. Its presence was a reminder of the interconnectedness of existence, a silent witness to the joys and sorrows that unfolded around us. In the days that followed, I continued to see the white-clad figure, but my fear had transformed into a wary respect. I came to accept its presence as a reminder of the fragile nature of life, a harbinger of the unknown that lay ahead. As time went on, the entity's visits grew less frequent until one day it appeared no more. Life returned to its predictable rhythm, but the memory of the white figure remained etched in my mind.